Welcome to AI Articulators. My name is Abhijit. Today we had a very interesting news. Mark sent me an email and he said, "Hey, Sam Altman was removed as the CEO of OpenAI." And it immediately shocked me because I saw Sam Altman in April of 24th of April this year. I was at a conference, Wisdom 2.0 conference. Again, what happened was they had another Wisdom 2.0 conference last month. And when I went there, instead of Sam Altman, the CTO came. And I was curious, why did he come this time rather than the CEO? So I was curious about it. And now, way the things are going, it sounds very interesting. So let's get the party started. Today we have an interesting speech by Jay Mojnidar. Before we go into our speech, we start with our AI News Flash. And today, for the first time, Vamshi is trying to do the AI News Flash. Vamshi, it's all you.
Thank you, Abhijit. Let me share my screen. AI Flash News. Sorry. The latest discovery is, once are able to hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, the lead researcher, Dr. Ejik envisions AI become a pivotal tool for business innovation and entrepreneurship. Everybody knows ChatGPT-4 is the latest model. It is equaling the top 1% of the human thinkers in a standard creative test. These groundbreaking achievements suggest that AI's creative prowess may soon rival or surpass our own. This is hard discovery. And second one is use it or lose it. The new robotic systems assess mobility after stroke. Basically, the University of Southern California, they developed the new robotic systems. It's basically helps the people to whoever is affected by the arm diseases. It is developed based on the machine learning techniques. It will give the ability to do the work with the weak arms. The other news is individual back training machine developed. It means, everybody's like taking the sick leave with the back pain. For the people, they develop like Technical University of Machine, the developed one machine, the Geico trainer. It's basically giving the it is working on the AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, some techniques. Its ability to give it is understanding the people ability. It's based on the difficult level. It will give the comfort level to do the work with this Geico trainer. It resembles as the balance balance mission. Yeah, these are some of the AI uses in the last week. Yeah, thank you. Back to you, Abhijit.
Thank you, Vamshi. Thank you for sharing those innovations that are happening in the field of AI. We'll now move on to the company profile. But today it's going to be an interesting twist. Instead of doing a company profile, we are going to do a university profile. And it will be done by Chao Bar. Chao, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you.
Give me 1 second. I will share my screen and we can get started.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. For the university, in general, people do not pay attention to it because it is a university. But today, for me, I would introduce to you a nonprofit research institution with significant AI capability. The nonprofit research institution nested in the heart of the Silicon Valley, and San Jose State University also is at the center of the best startup in the world. It is one of the 20 other locations together with other 24 other locations in California, and it brings together a powerhouse of technology to the most diverse community in California. May I have the next slide, please? May I have the next slide? Oh, so you just, yeah. So you can see from the slide, the university graduate more than 1,800 engineers a year, and it composed that make up of 8% of all the engineers in California. And this is the number that you can see. Regarding to Spartan, the Spartan, we have almost over 40,000 members, students. Of that, 10,000 graduates annually, and the alumni is unbelievable. The alumni are those that help out with the university and also has a strong tie that going back and contribute back to the university. So as you can see from the slide, these are the top company that US, the San Jose State University lead the supplier of the talent people that from those. AI at SASU, you can say that the artificial intelligence and machine learning and all the application are focused on those strengths of the university, but those are not the only one, but those are the one that we highlight so we can present today. Again, these are the AI technology application that we have at the university, and I let you just look at it. And these are the also application of that technology. Machine learning in cloud, cybersecurity, networking, those are things very similar to you, familiar to you, yet at the same time, we also working very hardly based on these points, which we try to bring to also the industry and created a group of students that can go out in the workforce and being able to catch up. So these are the slides about the funding of some faculty that that being listed, that those that won the award, 4.8 million awards. And the important thing of the faculty is that the faculty already had connection with the industry. There are three types of faculty. Faculty already been already been in the industry before. Faculty that already come back and then teaching with that history, with that basic background, and then faculty that are working together with the industry right now with the history that they brought in before from before. So with a lot of emerging technology, the university in fact provided the #1 workforce for the Silicon Valley compared to other universities. Thank you so much. But then I can mention one quick thing is that I have the link for the university, and then I will put it at the end later on so you can use that as a reference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chow. Chow, I did not know that these many things are happening at SJSU, and it's just like a couple of miles from my place.
Yes, yes, yeah. We support very much the industry, yet we also have two most important things in the division of research and innovation, and also with the university. One, the university is a research institution, and it is the #1 that created, it's not a PhD institution yet, it is the very first one for the research in the area. And also it has connection with NASA, and it has multi-million dollars connection in regards to the collaboration for different projects.
Thank you so much, Chow.
Thank you for the opportunities. Yes.
We'll now move on to our next section of the meeting. Our next section is prepared speeches. So before I start, I want to introduce our role bearers. Our R counter for today is Smita. Smita, would you like to introduce your role as an R counter?
Sure. Thank you, Abhijit. I'd be counting and other types of filler words like, so, but, and tongue click, pause, Xerox, false start. I'd be also tottling to find out about the club total. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Smita. Our timer is
Ji,
going to be
Abhijit.
Mark Lynn. Mark, would you like to introduce your role, please?
Yes, good evening. My name is Mark. I am your timekeeper today, and I will be flashing the time cards. Sorry, da, da, da. If you're doing a prepared speech, it is 5 minutes green, 6 minutes yellow, and 7 minutes red. And when you get red, you have 30 seconds to wrap up. And then table topic, it would be 1 minute green, 1 minute 30-second yellow, and 2 minutes red. So, and I pin my screen so you should all be able to see that. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Our speaker is going to be Jay. His evaluator is Such. Can you share the purpose of Jay's speech?
Definitely, Abhijit. First of all, it's my pleasure introducing Jay here. I don't think I've ever heard him ever before. So this is the first time I'm going to hear him, and it's a pleasure being evaluator. It is his level 1 project 4 speech. It's basically evaluation and feedback section. It is his repeated speech. In this case, he's going to repeat his speech with the suggestions that were given to him. To introduce the speech, as you all know, or rather we discussed in 2 meetings ago, we all know that bias exists in AI. And in this speech, Jay is going to demo how bias can be introduced and what are the ways of mitigating it. Jay, please take it over.
Thank you so much, Such.
Thank you.
Good.
Okay. Thank you, Sach. And thank you, Toastmaster. Fellow AI enthusiasts, we all know bias exists in AI. But the question is, how hard it is to introduce bias? Is it easy? Is it hard? Is it very difficult? How about all of the above? In this session, I will demo you how easy it is to introduce bias in AI. And also, I will share a couple of ideas about how to mitigate it. In our demo, let me share my screen first. You all can see my screen? Here is my app, Demo Bias, doing business as animal classifier. Let's say that I am an animal classifier model vendor, and I am demoing it to you how the model works. Here it is. I'm going to load a cat's picture, and it's supposed to recognize the picture as cat. It did, 100%. Let's try one more. Here is a dog's picture. Recognizes a dog. Easy. Let's try one more time. How about this time? What it should say? Fish, correct? There you go, fish. It's pretty credible app. Are you ready to buy it? One more time, I'll show you. This time I'm going to show a snake, a cobra. What it should say? Cobra or snake? It says danger. It doesn't say snake. It doesn't say cobra. It says danger. See, that's how bias is introduced in AI. The application looks very credible, but the bias is in some nuances. Let me show you how I created this app. Here is, oops, that's the wrong one. Hold on, I can't see my applications here. Okay, here it is. Here is my code. This is the one that I showed you, demo bias, doing business as animal classifier, and it is using a model called bias demo PKL. And here is the code for that. It is trained using images and training images. And here is the folder. And there are subfolders of different animals here. Here it is. It has cat pictures, and then it says cat. You see, AI is like a baby. You show a picture of cat and say it is cat, it believes you. How about dog? Here it is. You show a picture of dog and you say it is dog, it believes you. Right? So now, how about this? What do you think under this folder? What pictures are there? Cobra. Cobra. So AI, being a baby, it thinks, okay, yeah, I see cobra picture, it's danger. Now you can replace these cobra pictures with anything. You can replace it with faces of a particular race. It says danger. It doesn't know anything. It's like a baby, right? Or if you want, I can change this title from danger to angel and give me 30 minutes. The app will say, looking at Cobra's picture, it says angel. It's as easy as that to introduce bias. Yeah, this is true with an image classifier. How about LLM? Instead of images, you use biased content and train the model with that. Model thinks that that's the correct information. That's the easy way to introduce bias. There is another way, it's called result suppression. That is, when the results, there are multiple responses from the model, a lower ranking response is offered to you as the result. In human terms, that's called lying. A kid saying, my dog ate the homework, instead of admitting that he didn't do the homework. The other one is by manipulating the training weights during the training. During training, by changing the weights, we can make the model to focus on the wrong content and make it believe that that's the right content. That's how misinformation can be peddled using AI. In human terms, it's like telling a kid, hey, your religion is the best. Your race is supreme. Now, we know the last part, training the weights, is a little bit hard to do. Or it's very difficult to do, actually, because it costs millions of dollars to train an LLM. But it's all worth it for peddling misinformation, right? Now let's move on to how to mitigate this. The very first thing for everybody on everybody's mind is by introducing government regulation. You can just say, government can say, thou shalt not introduce bias in the model. You think it's effective? We all know overspeeding is illegal, but people overspeed, right? The other one is by having these model developers open sourcing it. Open source their weights, their source code, so that anybody can see how it is built. But the problem is these models, in order to rebuild from the source, from the weights, it costs millions of dollars. It's not practical to do that for people like you and I. So what can we do? If we are using AI for making crucial decisions like hiring or approving loan applications, we should use multiple applications to cross-verify to make sure the decision is correct. It's not biased. In conclusion, it's very easy to introduce bias in AI. But the only way at this point, practical solution is to cross-verify the results. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you for sharing how to mitigate the bias, as well as sharing a demo how bias can easily be introduced. Everyone, please take a minute to give feedback to Jay in private chat. Timer, please give me a minute. We'll now move on to the next section of the meeting. In our next section, we are having table topics or impromptu speaking. Let me call upon our table topics master, Chow. Chow, it's all you.
Thank you, Mr. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. I just lost my screen for a second. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to have the table topic. And may I ask someone to volunteer? If not, I just give a few seconds. If not, I would like to check with Nor and see if Nor will volunteer for the table topic that I'm going to give.
Yes, Madam Table Organizer.
Thank
I'm
you.
ready.
Thank you. So if you had the opportunity to create a basic AI application to help people, what would it do and how might it benefit them?
Hello, Toastmasters, dear guests. Good day to you all. So it so happened that the same question was asked in another club just a few hours ago. What basic application would you create with AI and how would it benefit others? So I would take JMOL's stand on this, and I would say that I would create an app which would be like ChatGPT, but rather personalized to your nature. For example, it records everything what you search on that. It'll profile you, and then it'll give you customized suggestions. Like I was just recently seeing a ad for screenless phones. Right? The guy who was working in Apple before, he invented something called a small device. It's you can fit it on your shirt or your gloves, and then you can do a lot of stuff, right? So what it does is it is personalized, it is customized. The AI is customized towards you, and it'll give you suggestions which usually takes a lot of time for you to figure out or your device to figure out, right? For example, you want to search your messages, right? Did Abhijit send invite to you for the Zoom meeting, right? It'll immediately find out that Abhijit sent a message to you on so and so date and so time, and the meeting is at so and so time converted to your time zone. I'm calling from Kuwait, so my time zone is different. So it does all these things just by a voice. So I would design such a thing, which is already existing right now. Somebody has made it a reality. So I would have designed definitely an app like that or a device. Back to you, tabletop map.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I can see a comment from Abhijit to everyone that is going to thinking about buying it. Yeah. So I have the next question. May I have Jining for the next question? Do we have Jimmy?
He lost his connection.
All right. Yeah. So I can get back. Should I get Judy? Judy, may I have you for the second question?
Oh, can you hear me? Or you cannot?
You want to turn on the volume, Judy? Turn on the volume.
Can you hear
Turn
me?
up, turn it up.
Oh, you cannot hear me?
Yes, yeah, you can turn it up more. Thank you. So I have the next question for you. In your opinion, what's the most exciting thing about AI for beginners and why?
The most exciting thing about AI for beginners is that the sky is the limit. You're just a baby in the AI world. There is so much to learn. You will never have a boring moment if you are able to tap into what AI is able to take you where, it's like, you could turn it into a business because anything you can make from ChatGPT is free for you to take and run with it to the whole wide world. The whole world could be your oyster if you are able to harness the power of AI. And it's never too late. Some people say, oh, I didn't get into programming, but you can always hire other people to do the hard work if you're willing to take a risk and go out on a limb and see where you could run with this new best friend in the whole wide world. So back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much. Yes, certainly. May I have Dr. Michael for my next question? Dr. Michael?
Yeah.
Dr. Michael Alexander or Dr. Alexander? Yeah. So I have, what advancement in AI you expect to see in 2030?
I expect that AI will start logging into the Internet of Things. And piece by piece, it will be gathering a whole bunch of information, which of course means that many of the things we hope to keep private will be very much out there. Now, when you asked, for instance, recently about an AI app that I would invent, what came to my mind immediately was using the information from various people's GPSs, which are all being fed through Google anyway, to identify places where there are parking spots in the nearby area. That information is out there. It just hasn't been assimilated yet. I can see the use of it to communally identify various threats to public health. Right now, for instance, they look at wastewater to look for COVID traces. Imagine if that information were more carefully available and the CDC could identify and even localize specific locations where the danger or risks or infected people were. So if you stop using it on a one-by-one demand basis, but start combining it with the Internet of Things, with all of the available data that's out there, it's hanging out there, whether we want it to or not, and use the AI in that context to improve the information available to us everywhere, I think that's what I expect to see by 2030. And I think it will be amazing. Back to you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for the opinion. I appreciate that. So I have one more question, and I don't have Jimmy right now. May I have a volunteer? Thank you, Namita. All right. So I have a question for you. As AI becomes more integrated into our daily lives, how can we strike a balance between innovation and maintaining human-centric values?
Well, I believe it's same as always, because when people started reading newspapers earlier, when it was introduced, people used to read newspapers while traveling, in libraries, before work, after work, just after getting up in the morning with a cup of tea. And then that was replaced by mobiles. And then that was replaced by social media. And the most probably that will be replaced by AI. So something or the other is there for people to be hooked, and it is an individual responsibility to make efforts to actually meet people and go to social events, socialize, mingle. I'm sorry, my puppy's crying for some reason. He's asking for my attention. I think you can hear him. So yeah, and you have to strike a balance between technology and your interest with your social life, because social life is very important for mental health. It is well researched that the more you are into social media or technology or anything in excessive too much, it affects your sleep and how you think, your mindset. You might go into depression and all. So it is individual responsibility. It's not that something technology has to do. We have to do it ourselves. So that's about it. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mita. Thank you. Do we have time, Mr. Toastmaster?
We have time.
We have time for one more question? Yes. May I have a volunteer for the next question?
Sure, I can volunteer. This is
all right.
Anna.
Oh, hi, Anna. How are you? Thank you. Thank you, Anna. So imagine you are introducing AI to a group of school children. How would you describe its potential in a way that captures their interest?
The way to grab any kid's potential, or any kid's attention with potential, is through games, through gameplay. And I personally think that the very minute that I even introduce anything to a child in this caliber of AI, they're going to take it and run and be much quicker and faster and better at it because their mind is open. With Jay, what Jay mentioned about bias, probably I will have a little bit of bias on AI because I have spent, already a long time on this earth and learned in a different way. But with the brain of a child, it's open. It's like a sponge. It's going to take it. And I think they will supersede me within a day. And they could probably start to teach me about the potential of AI much quicker than I could teach them the potential of AI. But it'll be fun, right? Because I'll get to enlighten them at first. And hopefully they'll always remember that I introduced them. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Do we have more time for another question? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So for this one, may I have Vamsi? Thank you. Thank you, Vamsi. With the increasing use of AI in decision-making processes, how can we ensure transparency and accountability to meet our evolving standards for fairness and justice?
In the current world, everybody is using AI, but nobody is thinking about security. It's not guaranteeing, like if you are using any model, OpenAI, like any model, ChatGPT models, 3.5 or 4, whichever the model, latest model, you're not guaranteeing that security, that how much data. If you are currently, I'm working on the generative AI. You are using like 3.5 and 4 GPT models. You are facing some issues with the data which you are using, the client data. There is no guarantee with the security. With the AI, some due to the ethical and policies, like industry, whoever is using the AI in our projects within our organizations, it's not guaranteeing the data it is secure. That is the one of the thing I want to tell you here. Yeah. Other than that, like we are using like any prompt based approaches or with that generative AI, with that not like huge set of data, like limited setup. With limited set of data, it will give the results, better results in my point of view. Yeah. Yeah, that is my point of view. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the answer. I really appreciate that. Mr. Toastmaster, do we have more time or would you like to move on to the next topic?
You can have one more question.
One more question. And I'm waiting for a volunteer. May I have a volunteer for this question? Pramath?
Rishikesh volunteered.
Yes, Chow, I can.
Thank you. Oh, all right. Yeah. All right. As AI system become more sophisticated, what role do you see for regulatory bodies in establishing and enforcing standards to ensure the responsible development and deployment of AI?
Yes. Thank you, Chow, for asking this question. I feel that as AI is getting advanced day by day, there should be some regulations need to be come forward from all the companies that are using AIs. There should be some guidelines. Guidelines should be come forward. Guidelines should be put forward to all the companies, and all the rules should be established so that the AI should not be used for the destructive or the things which are beyond or can be used for the which can be used for the destructive purpose of the human being. We can't allow AI to fall into the hands of some unwanted persons like terrorists or other organizations. So we need to ensure this technology are are available to beneficial of all the organizations, maybe medicine, maybe defense, but not to the some other organizations which can mishandle this. So these guidelines, these restrictions, or these technological barriers need to be come forward for the AI so that it will not impact or it will not have a outside chance to impact other human beings. So that's the my take on how these regulations or guidelines need to be brought for the AI in coming years.
Thank you. Thank you for the answer. Mr. Toastmaster, may I have a follow-up question for this? Yeah. May I follow up with you? According to you, all the companies should come up with a regulation, with a way to establish a regulatory body in order to help out. How is the government role in this? Would the government role also be working together with the industry? And also, how fast will the government be being able to work with all different companies in order to come up with the good regulations and quick and fast enough? And this is just a theoretical question that can be for anyone at all.
Yeah, I can take that.
Thank you.
The question is how government can introduce regulation
and work with industry.
With the corporations, right?
Yes.
There has been a lot of discussions about how to go about it. There has been talk about stopping temporarily the AI innovation for 6 months or so. And there are several providers, AI service providers have signed up for that. At the same time, some of them have not. I do not think, personally, I do not think that is going to fly. The reason is, who is the government here to do it? Because in America, government has only so much power. It cannot control private companies by constitution. Suppose if government of US government can do it, what's the guarantee that other governments will follow it? What's the guarantee about EU doing it? China doing it? North Korea doing it? There is nobody. So ultimately, it would have been good if UN can enforce it, because UN has the moral responsibility of making sure the world is at peace. But we all know the record of UN. Forget AI, it cannot stop a war. It cannot bring a ceasefire. It cannot stop an occupation of one country or the other. It cannot even eradicate polio completely. So it's powerless. So I do not think we are equipped as humans to stop the innovation. The genie is out of the bottle. You can't put that back in.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Thank you. I appreciate your thought. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
If you have one question for Mark Lind.
I'd be happy to take one.
Yes.
Oh, I have a what? You want? All right, right.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, yeah. In what way do you believe AI can enhance education, and what standards should be in place to maintain the integrity and inclusivity of learning environments?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Table Topic Master. That is a long question. In what way do I believe AI can enhance integrity and inclusivity in education? Something like that.
Yes.
Okay, so applying AI to education, I think there are a lot of, well, first of all, in the field of computer science and in computer engineering, hardware engineering, I think there's a lot of places where AI can play a role, especially with the advent of this new technology that is going to be the dominant technology, in the next decade or so. And with that, every student going through school should have some exposure to it. But then beyond those specific fields, people in the human, what do you call that, the liberal sciences, and in other areas, AI can also play a role. And this idea of integrity and inclusivity, because AI has been in our daily vernacular nowadays, everybody needs to know about it. And it's a way of comprising a software, a program, a hardware that has that human touch. And you're going to see that talk more and more everywhere from everything that we do in terms of, for example, self-driving cars. It's using AI to train the model. So for something like that, just being able to talk about it, after having gone through school, I think it's important, so that when you get into society, when you get to workplace, and people are describing how is this done, how is the computer doing this in the background, and giving you the answer, and you just need to be able to talk the talk. And I think being able to learn that through school, that I think would enhance the inclusivity and the integrity of all the students that's going through it. Back to you, Ms. Tim.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your thought on this question.
Thank you, Chow, for those wonderful questions. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
We'll now move on to the evaluation sections of the meeting. Let me call upon Sach to evaluate Jay's speech. Sach, it's all you.
Thank you very much, Abhijit, for inviting me to evaluate Jay's speech. Jay, I'm gonna tell you right off the bat. I found your speech coming up from an inert enthusiasm. You were very enthusiastic when you were speaking. That kind of draw me into your speech. When I heard your voice modulation, which was, by the way, was pretty much on the spot, I felt that you actually kept us engaged through a very supposed to be a complicated topic, which, by the way, you didn't look like that you were explaining it so easily that it didn't feel like that it was a complicated topic. I've heard about AI bias before. I think there was a speech a couple of weeks ago in the same club, and I've heard it through other sources as well. But the simplicity with which you explained every topic through a practical demo actually made me realize that AI bias is not just a very high level technological topic, but it can be made very simple and can be understood in a simpler manner. So thank you very much for doing that. I guess for people who don't come from AI background, pretty much like me, it was very simple to understand what exactly is AI bias. Having read your previous evaluation, I remember that your evaluator told you to repeat words in between to gather audience attention, and you actually focused on that. When you talked about cat and dog, you went ahead and asked the audience a question, what this should show you, what the dog picture should generate, and things like that. I found that repetition of word pretty catchy. One small suggestion here, when you do something like this, give audience a chance to react. Maybe make it more interactive. Tell your audience to repeat things with you so that they feel drawn into the speech furthermore. One more improvement that I would suggest to you is maybe add a little punchline at the conclusion. You concluded well, probably better than last time, which I noticed, but at the same time, having a punchline, something that I can remember and take back with me as I go out of this meeting, would be a great idea to add at the end of your speech. So, overall, you did a good job with repeating the words, you were enthusiastic, explained a complex concept in a pretty simple manner. But the two suggestions, I think they're always going to be suggestions no matter how great you do for you, are make it more interactive and at the same time add a better punchline at the conclusion. Overall, I enjoyed your speech. With that, I want to give it back to you, Abhijit.
Thank you so much, Sach. We'll now go on to our reports. Let me call upon our timer. Mark, can you share the timer's report, please?
Yes. For the prepared speech, let me look at the card. Jay took 7 minutes 52 seconds, so it's a bit long. You were over by 22 seconds. For table topics, Noor took 2 minutes 4 seconds, Judy took 1 minute 22 seconds, Dr. Alexander 1 minute 58 seconds, Namita 1 minute 30 seconds, Anna 1 minute 10 seconds, Dempsey 1 minute 22 seconds, and then Jay took 2 minutes 20 seconds. And then for Zach's evaluation, 2 minutes 19 seconds.
Thank you so much, Mark. Let me call upon our R counter, Smita, to share the R counters report. Smita?
Thank you, Vijit. Let me share my screen. Able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So we have a pretty good high count of us and ums. It averages out to 103 club total with 26 to 29 as the highest. But most of the numbers are below 10, which is really good. And for assuming that we have 15 speakers, a club total will be 6.8. So around 7 per speaker. Back to you, Abhijit.
Great job listening, Smita. I think we kept you really busy today.
Thank you. Back
Okay.
to you.
Thank you for an exciting meeting. Chow, you did an amazing job with your table topics. Really appreciate it. Judy,
Thank
what
you.
was your experience, Judy? Judy, how was your experience? I think. Chow, how was it for you to do the table topics?
Thank you. Thank you for asking. The table topics are excellent, excellent. And also I got wonderful answers from a variety of angles in regards to the question posed or asked. And I really appreciate the fact that everyone really have their own thinking when coming up with an answer for the question. There's so many ways that we can answer, and I appreciate the variety of it. And I also appreciate the fact that you could help out with advancing the slide for me. Yeah.
You are.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mark, how was your experience today?
It was good. And I'm just looking at Judy's thing on chat. When lives give you a burnout of light bulb, become the Zoom shadow master. Is that a joke? The joke master? That's good. I like that. The meeting is great. And I was wondering about one thing. So TME, Toastmaster of the evening, how do you assign roles for the following meeting?
So
You can explain.
we ask people who want to do what roles, and once they give me I'll put it on the list.
Okay.
We maintain a list of people.
Right, because I've seen at other clubs they have what they call it, the VPE assign roles for the following meeting. But yeah, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Judy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
How was your experience, Judy?
Oh, it's been a wonderful meeting. As usual, this club has never disappointed me. And this is my second time here, so I look forward to next time.
Perfect. Wonderful to have you, Judy. Namita, how was your experience, Namita?
It was pretty good. It's nice feeling in this club. I like the speech a lot. I mean, to see a code after work, I thought I will hate it, but I like it a lot. Yeah, I liked it. So, yeah.
Anna, great to have you. Anna, how was your experience, Anna?
This was always a great topic. I am where I am in finance. We're a little bit far from the technology of AI. However, I shared with Jay and my feedback to him. It's interesting how people will show the exciting part of AI and then very quickly can go ominous. So I see why there's a lot of fear, because the conversation goes, hey, it does this, and then, but it does this. And then it's like, oh, yeah, we have to proceed with caution, but it's still, I think, a very topical, and we're not going to get around it. So might as well come together and learn how we can manage AI together. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Noor, how was your experience, Noor? It's a very early morning for Noor. Vamshi, how was it for you to do the AI News Flash?
Yeah, thank you for giving opportunity, Avjit. In the last minute, I didn't prepare it. Just I prepared slides, but it took some time. Yeah, thank you very much giving opportunity. I enjoyed a lot. This is the first time. This is the first attempt I did. Thank you for giving opportunity.
You are welcome, Vamshi.
I enjoyed this session meeting. Thank you.
We'll see you all again next time. But before we go, let's hear back from our president. Such, it's all you, sir.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, everyone, for showing up today.
Thank
It was
you.
great having such a wonderful meeting, especially Jay's speech. Jay really enjoyed evaluating it. Hopefully, I get to hear it again, by the way. Love to hear. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. Probably next week is Thanksgiving, Abhijit. So I guess it's a good idea to not have a meeting next week. So, yes, Mark, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. So next week we're off.
Yes, next week we are off. We will meet next week. With that, back to you, Abhijit. Do we have any district level updates?
Nothing much. We have a holiday party coming up on December 9th. There will be a magic show on that day. So please join us. I'll put the link in the chat. And also on December 27th, we will have the world champion, the current world champion, come in and give a keynote speech. And she's also planning on doing 2 more sessions. That will be a hybrid event. So as soon as I think the link will be shared very soon. So please join us for that also. I'll put the holiday party link.
That meeting is conducted in this club or any another club?
That's going to be a hybrid district event.
Okay,
So you will get a link for that. You can register and you can watch it.
sure. Then we'll share it to me. This
Yeah.
Vamshi. Yeah, thank you.
See you all in 2 weeks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
A great holiday. Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Happy holiday.
Hopefully,
Happy
holiday.
hopefully AI
Happy
will make your
Thanksgiving.
turkey for you.
That's always the dream. See you.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye, Noor. Smita, how was it for you, Smita? Bye, Noor. See you soon. Bye, Vamshi.